Well, this kind of sucks. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to... It's been weird lately. And maybe you've noticed by my lack of uploading videos the last couple weeks, I've been trying to be really diligent about uploading at least weekly. I think it's kind of good for me to have that sort of consistency, but I just haven't had the desire. And it's, you know, being a premium focused channel, it's been weird. The meta is not in a great place right now, and sure, that is subjective, but let's be real here, guys. It sucks, right? Like, an overdress is right here. Like, it is so close. Like, start decks literally drop next week, and it's kind of hard to be excited in wanting to, as someone who gets my joy out of like creating deck lists, it kind of sucks right now. I don't really have much of a desire to build deck lists in this current format we're sitting in. Now, don't let this like scare you off. Don't let this be like, oh, Ty's just going on about doom and gloom, because that's not the case. Tier 2 premium's still right there, and that is definitely the best way to play. And if you are interested in wanting to play premium and maybe you have your locals group going on, just make like some sort of like agreement with your friends where you just don't play these just frankly just unfun, and I would even argue in some cases toxic decks, and just enjoy premium at a notch below, I guess. I hate saying it that way, but that's kind of what it is right now. And like I said, it's just been the current state of things just kind of been killing my desire to play, let alone test for deck lists, which is why I haven't uploaded any deck lists in a bit either. Just it's hard to want to with the way things are right now. Not gonna lie, playing overdress and building with the ride deck kind of makes deck building in the other formats a little bit boring to me. When there's this new shiny thing that's so exciting, having to go back to something that's kind of old and antiquated at this point, it's kind of hard to be excited about it. And sure, you know, you can look at, you know, some recent tops. Vision is still doing their premium tournaments, and this past weekend, sure, yeah, you know, it's diverse, but does that mean it's good? I don't necessarily think so. When you look at those results and you see that, two people were playing Nue Dio, and those same two people not only made top 8, but they also came in first and second, respectively. There's an issue, right? A few weeks, or maybe it's been a couple months now, back, I made my video about ban lists, and in that video, I kind of tried to like toe the line a little bit, right? I kind of tried to say, you know, maybe we do need a ban list, maybe we don't. My opinion has completely changed, or at least solidified. I am no longer trying to tote that line. My opinion, I would say the general consensus at this point is there needs to be a ban list. There needs to be a change. Things that are happening in the format right now are just simply, in my opinion, just not okay. And the thing that is unfortunate is, even though we have all these vision tops and results, and we can kind of like see a pattern of like not okay going on there, unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna see Bushiroad do anything until they have one of their own official tournaments, and then they can kind of properly say, hey, this is a problem, we're gonna address it. And I think that's kind of been the issue with the format for the past year, is there haven't really been any official tournaments. And with as Japan focused as the company has been up until recently, I don't think we're gonna see any solid changes until after the Spring Fest. The secondary market is also wild and continues to be, and I made a video about that as well. You can check that out if you want to. But there is, as kind of doom and gloom as I may be sounding up till now, there is hope in multiple ways. Like, for example, this past weekend, I busted out my Blau deck list and played some premium, and I got that fire back a little bit. It felt good. It felt good going back and playing a deck that I love so much. And not only that, but a deck that I've been playing since it's been released. And to have that kind of history attached to it, that bond attached to this deck, this pile of cardboard, it's kind of cool. And it's got that fire back in me a little bit. But what also kind of got that fire back a little bit is our beloved Mori P did a sort of Q&A type thing over on TCG Player this past weekend, and that is honestly kind of a light at the end of the tunnel, and I want to talk about that a little bit as well, because I think it's important. I didn't want to go over the whole Q&A. I think Vanguard Insider kind of covered the whole Q&A, and if you haven't, I would honestly recommend reading it for yourself. But there were a couple of points that he mentioned that I would love to go over, and mainly just as like this all pertains to premium. The big major one is the question of, will they expand on premium? And the initial answer is basically what we've all kind of been saying for a while now, where all support is premium support, right? All the new overdress stuff that's coming out is premium support at the end of the day, because you can still use it in premium. And some of those order cards are kind of like starting to make their way into some of these decks. The over triggers are definitely making their way into decks, because why wouldn't you have this one of like power button that can just completely flip scenarios around, right? But they also touched upon the topic of future premium collections, because while we do have a premium product announced for August, it is English only, and all signs are kind of pointing to that being a revival collection of sorts. So it's looking like we won't get a premium collection this year, which is totally fine, and their reasoning for it is solid. Mori basically says that they want to kind of take a step back and see how all of these new overdress cards are going to affect the format going forward, and then they'll move forward with potential premium collection in the future. He even mentions how CCGs and TCGs in general have been rife, where players exceed the developers' expectations of what a deck is designed to do, which I would argue maybe the designers should kind of know some of these things, because if you give players tools, they're absolutely 100% going to break it the first chance they get. But he specifically said that they are considering the addition of new cards that will enhance the G series experience. And I find it interesting that he's referring to premium as kind of like the G series experience, because at this point it just kind of feels like V with a G zone, but you know, that's besides the point. Another big thing, especially if you've seen my video on we need revival collections back, they also are looking at the possibility of reissuing cards that are now hard to get, which is 100% needed, because if you have a eternal format with 10 years worth of history, a lot of those older cards are going to get in short supply, and we've seen that with several common cards shooting up to $10 and sometimes even $20. So this is definitely needed, and I hope they kind of adopt a more consistent reprint policy going forward. So these are all very promising things, right? While it might be disappointing that we're not getting a premium collection this year, it sounds like they're taking a cautious approach. And it kind of mirrors what happened with V Series. When V came out, we didn't get a premium collection in 2018. It happened the next year. So it kind of mirrors that, and hopefully we'll have something a little bit better, considering how a lot of the problem cards that we've seen, and two of our like first ever banned cards came from the first premium collection. So hopefully we have something a little more kind of scaled back a bit. The other important thing he touched on that I wanted to go over too is that the question of, will the restriction list be updated for each format? Now, one thing he said worried me a little bit, but I don't think he necessarily meant it the way that it kind of came across to me at first. He said, we will continue to maintain the play environment for all formats. Like I said at the start of this video, the current play environment in premium right now, at the top level at least, it sucks. I don't like it. I have no qualm saying that. You can disagree with me if you want, but come on, we all know it kind of sucks. But he kind of addresses how, you know, V Premium and Premium are going to have a slower pace of cards being added to them, and so their formats aren't going to shake up as much. But he did also state specifically that they will not hesitate to take action should we come across any urgent issues. Now, Mori P, my guy, I love you. Everything that's going on, just interacting with the English community more and everything is so great, but how is Nue Dio not an urgent issue? How is Gastille with Gastille Diamonds not an urgent issue? Come on, my guy. If the fact that these aren't being addressed before Springfest makes me feel a little uneasy, but come on, you know. Still, I don't want to get too down on it. It is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there's hope, specifically for premium, that things will get better. It just kind of sucks that we might have to wait until Springfest is over to see any real and meaningful change. But hey, it's better than we had the past couple of years, right? Anyways, I think that's about it for me. I just kind of wanted to address why I haven't really been doing much content lately. Just been having just a weird time with it, and overdress has kind of stolen a lot of my hype in general. And I think, you know, we are premium focused here, but I might cover some standard deck lists here and there. And the topic of also kind of like slapping a G zone onto your standard deck and kind of like morphing your standard deck into a premium one is a topic I've been chatting about a little bit on my streams, which get the plug out of the way. Follow me on Twitch. Tuesdays and Saturdays, we go live. We talk about tournament results. We talk about the anime. We just kind of chat. I've also been streaming some other stuff too. So if you like, I don't know, like Monster Hunter or something, been streaming a lot of Monster Hunter. That's been a lot of fun. Regardless, that's the thing I've been chatting about, and I think we'll kind of see as time goes forward, just because that's just a topic that really interests me, and it's kind of nice to have things interest me after this kind of period of a lull / I think a bit of burnout too with premium. But we're getting back into it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being patient with me, and thank you for just, I don't know, man, just being cool, liking and subscribing. The response I get from you guys on these videos is honestly super cool, and I can't thank you guys enough for it. So thank you so much, and definitely do those things. Liking and subscribing goes a long way, helps me out a lot. But anyways, like I said, that's it for me. Till next time.